Hey everybody again, it's Will Ryan of DAGames here with a pretty serious vlog right now because I want to talk to you guys about a little something called leaks. Now, a lot of you guys know what leaks are, existing content out there that's probably not finished yet, or like something that spoils the entire thing for the rest of the community ends up getting taken somewhere else for their own profitization. You know, they get their own money for it, they get their own gain, etc. And you get people ripping people's songs and claiming they do hard work, or essentially claiming it as their own. Recently, this has been happening with us. Like, this has happened ever since, I'd say, Left Behind. A lot of people would just simply take our FNAF songs and distribute it to... In fact, it's a testament right now. We are currently working on a new Sister Location song called Unfixable. As you guys probably saw from the previous video, we're actually getting leaks of that as well. We put little snippets out online, you know, to hopefully have people trust in the song, you know, instead of just sporadically posting it out there to the giant vasts of the universe. We want to make content, we want to make it special for the community, but it ruins it when we get leaks, and it actually pisses a lot of content creators off. It really does. Now, I've been speaking to numerous sources lately, and this is kind of why I don't have fun with DAGames these days as much as I do on my secondary channel, which is Warnade on Twitch. I have a lot more fun with this thing because I get to be a little more intimate with my fans. I don't have to feel interrogated. Nothing ever bad happens. So if you're probably wondering why there's a shortage of Let's Plays and why you're probably receiving content copyright claims for your stuff or anything like that, it's because Screenwave Media, and this is a thing actually, Screenwave Media is my partnership at the moment, and they're copyright claiming as demanded, you know, that's their job. They're copyright claiming our songs so that we get the rightful compensation for it from people leaking our stuff. Now, that has blocked people from making SFMs or particular reaction videos or even something else. It doesn't mean there's any hope gone, because once we see that hard work, if you bring it towards us, we'll happily dispute it with Screenwave, and they will remove the copyright claim themselves, because they're not out there to hurt you, they're just out there to protect us, a content creator who holds their passion to heart. You might not think this, but whenever you leak a song, you may think you're doing some sort of justice, but actually you're depressing a lot of us. It actually sucks, like, and if that's your intention, then by God, you have no life. I'm sorry, but like, if you're the kind of guy that just likes to steal our stuff and leaks our stuff, I'd rather you not. And this is me being perfectly honest. I remember I did a video in December or early January about how people were messing with my friends in the particular community, and it sucks. Like, I'm not allowed to shout because that makes me look greedy and that makes me look angry. Well, sometimes we have to be, because we spend a lot of time working on our stuff for the other stuff not to be recognized. Believe me, we wouldn't be having this much of an issue if we weren't recognized for just the one thing. You know, we make a plethora of music, we stick by a schedule, we make music to fit all the hearts of many. You know, and when people sub to our channel, they need to take a look about who we are at first hand. They need to stop just insinuating that it's just about that one particular game. And if you are here for the one particular game, I'd rather you go if you're gonna be just there for the one thing, because it's a false pretense on our end. We can't go on feeling happy with our content that we make if it's just not gonna get the same response as we've done with any other. I mean, okay, fair enough. We're not gonna get every single video being in the millions, and we get that, it's a trend thing. And hey, if 25 million people saw the song and 25 million people subbed, then we'd have a bigger problem. But since there is already still stability, you know, there's people who do sub for all the content, but a lot of content creators, especially in the FNAF community, are suffering because of this. And it doesn't help that leaks go out there. You know what I'm saying? You have to be respectful to a content creator, because they do a lot of work for you guys. If they couldn't do the stuff they do today, they couldn't ever do FNAF, because it's not as if you start off with FNAF and there you go. You have to know your shit first. And I think I've said this before, you have to know how to make stuff before you end up being somewhere, and it takes a lot of practice. But with enough practice, you persevere, and that's what we're trying to give out. You know, the copyright claims are there, not to say, oh, you're not allowed to earn money, but to make your own work, you know what I'm saying? Or making something truly heartfelt towards the song, not just ripping it and taking it to the outskirts of the universe. And YouTube's not about the money, it really isn't. But when you've been given a false pretense such as this, I've even spoken to official YouTube people who've said we're in a ruckus, we're in a problem. That's mind-blowing. Something that I was rejected for by a lot of people for a long time, and YouTube themselves are turning around and saying I'm in a mess. That's gotta say something coming from the actual YouTube people. YouTube is saturated, yes. It doesn't really have a basis where you can look at you know, your channel stuff from the homepage. By the way, that's getting fixed. You know, something good's gonna come out, so don't worry about it. YouTube is fixing a lot of stuff. But right now, I kind of see, you know, people just subbing for one thing, giving us a false pretense, and we're led to believe that it's like, oh, if you can get 400,000 subs once, you can do it again. I mean, part of that's true, but at the same time, if you've got 400,000 subs, you should be there by now. You know, you should be, you know, keeping up with the expectation. But people don't look into a sub count that much. They don't look into, you know, if it's worth keeping an eye on that feed. Because if it's not, it's just going to clutter up your feed, and it's going to give a false pretense to content creators. And I've spoken to nearly every single one of them, and I'm ashamed, like, you know, to even think that every content creator that I've spoken to has always gone, yeah, it kind of sucks. We should be proud, right? We should be excited, but when we're resorted to feel like this, that's not content creation. That's not passion. That's not having fun. And unfortunately, this has happened to us. This is why I'm rethinking this message. You know, the message already stood way back then, but I'm persevering with it again because now I have bigger initiative, leaks. It doesn't help that you're all just taking it for your own gain and you think that that's a good thing, when actually that's gonna detriment us like crazy. We've been suffering for quite a while, and that's why we've all had to kind of disband, and we've not been seeing much regular content on DAGames because we've lost our heart for it. We've lost our passion. Because leakers took that away from us. And we shouldn't feel this way. We should say haters gonna hate, you know? Persevere, do whatever you want. And I'm only here to educate. I'm not here to slam. I'm not here to go, rip your face off. I'm here to put it down simply as I can, that you can't just give a content creator a false pretense. You just cannot. They start believing that they think they're better than them. You know, they think, yeah, I managed to do this. That means I can continue and be exciting for the rest of the world. Hooray! And then when it doesn't quite meet up, you've basically thrown them down on the floor. And it takes courage to bring yourself back up again. It really does. It does take massive courage, which is why I commend the content creators out there today who have managed to push themselves further, stay positive. But for me, I've always stayed honest. And I'm gonna be honest. It's not nice seeing the way that these content creators are getting treated. And that's why we put that in place. We are content creators, we're gonna make what we want. And I've made several album names to establish what controlling feels like. It's not good. But otherwise, for those who've stayed for us, those who have persevered onwards for the rest of our stuff and come to appreciate us for who we are, thank you very much for it. We really do. That is the biggest thing in our lives, is you guys. That's why we make the content today. And a lot of you have come over to Warnade, and it's like, well, if that's the only amount that came to Warnade, then I'm happy, because I get to keep all of them, I get to hug them, I get to support them. They've been showing so much lately. It's been amazing. But with DAGames, I kind of feel as though it's now a job. Like, I can't enjoy it anymore because I have to abide by the stuff, otherwise my channel will fall and we won't have a roof over our heads anymore. And I know I said to go get a job, but you know how hard the economy is. It's still really hard. And I'm no good at jobs. I'm no good at them. The only thing I was ever good at is entertaining and creative media. There are still jobs going. But how bad must that feel, right? To have to go from, you know, doing something passionate, doing something full-time, doing something absolutely amazing for the community, to be, it's like taking candy away from a baby. It's not nice. It's actually really disgusting, to say the least. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you agree with that. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are not out there to do this. You genuinely do agree. And if you do agree with this, I genuinely thank you for pushing yourself out there. It's all about keeping yourself smiling. But how can you when so many people are taking advantage of your work. You gotta keep it locked. You gotta keep it sealed away from anybody. And it's working, you know, we're showing so many diverse things because we don't feel as though somebody should be just kept onto one thing. It's not healthy. It gets you depressed after a while. You just gotta go on. And again, that's what us content creators are trying to do. We're trying to give you all the possibilities of all these cool games that we've found. If we were able to impress you once, by god damn it, we can do it again. And we will do it thousands of times over for the passion, because we love every single one of you. The idea that we want to push to our limits, it never gets tiring. It gets painful after a while. It does. It gets painful. Sometimes we don't feel as though our work is necessary. Like, it doesn't make up to much. And we got given up so much. But do we give a shit? No. No, we will go out there and we will push ourselves on to victory. And hopefully, you guys will do the same. That's how passionate we are about our content. And that's exactly why I'm standing up for this today. Do something. Persevere. Conquer fields. Do everything possible. Because it's you who has the heart and the passion to control your life. You can do it. Every single person can do it if they just believe in the diversity YouTube brings us today. I got a bit too passionate, possibly a bit, but it does hit me that hard. I've been on the internet for 17 years of my life. I've gone through so many different places, and I can't picture being without my team anymore. I love everybody on the team and on the community. And if it's not something you can abide by, if it's not something you can push on with, and you just sub for the one thing, I'd like you to turn around. The door is right there. Unless you're willing to push on with us and look at the diversity. Because we want you here. We want you guys to have fun with what we do. But when we're forced into situations like this, it doesn't help. I've been through a week of not being able to produce anything for DAGames because it's been rattling my brain. I've gotten sick over it. I've gotten poorly over it. Trying to think of the best algorithm possible. Finally, I spoke to YouTube. And what does that say? It says that they know of the struggle too. And they're teaching us so many things that can inspire us and persevere. That's what the creator support team does. They're not out there. This is the new YouTube terms of service. They're not out there to kill you. They're not out there to destroy you. In fact, they're actually out there to help and educate. And that's what we want to do. Every single content creator, let's players, musicians, editors, lyric video compositions, animators, let's plays that have consistent edits, you know, they're hard-worked things. They're right to the core. They are doing it for you guys. And you've seen it before. You've seen it happen so many times before. You can do it again for your favorites, the one that you subbed to. And I know this video is probably not gonna mean shit. Like, it's gonna go out there. I've expressed my thoughts. It's not gonna get there. I'm being honest. Legitimately honest. And if anybody happens to stumble upon this, then sweet. If this happens to be like another one of those fucking, you know, fails, like the whole community starts backlashing and starts going crazy, I might just quit the channel. You know, I'm done. I just go swiftly to Warnade. Do whatever I want on there, you know, that's a lot of fun. Because at least there, I can be understood. Unfortunately, you know, that's entirely up to what happens with this video. I'm gonna get going because I've got a pre-stream to set up on Warnade, and there's not really many videos. I'm gonna try and stick to the daily routine. As much as I say that I'm really feeling on the edge, I'm gonna persevere, because DAGames is my baby, and I want it to go far in life, because it's done really well in the past, and I just want to make people smile. So I'm gonna try to stick to that daily video, but if you don't see anything from me for a while, it's me trying to recover, and I'm sweating as it is right now. Anyway, gotta get going. Hopefully you saw something from this, and if you're new to the channel, I'm sorry this was your first introduction. I'm not normally like this, but one thing I am very normal about is being passionate about my work. And if you're the same, welcome aboard. It's been Will Ryan of DAGames, being absolutely honest. And I'll see you guys hopefully very soon. Peace out! Bye!